guys, how you doing? It's the end of the season and I'm gonna give it another try, but this time I'm not going to the previous spot that I went to. I'm gonna go to a whole new area that I haven't really explored. I'm going further up on the valley, and then I'm gonna cut in through a country road, and there's a few dirt roads that I'm gonna have to explore, and I didn't bring the quad. I'm just gonna check it out and see if I get lucky. Rolling hills. It's not heavily forested. It's gonna be heavily forested further up. So I'm gonna be going around 5,000 feet to maybe 4,000 to 5,500. I think that's the altitude. And let's see what happens there. All right, guys. Later. Okay, so here we go. This is the new area I was talking about, and it's rolling hills, steep hills, a lot of private ranches with cattle and sheep. And the roads I saw on Google Earth, they're all private roads, not open to the public. So, and I haven't seen a single deer under a tree or grazing or anything. The area is wooded. Some places it opens up. And I've been in areas like this before, not here, but in other places. And you can actually see the deer because it's open. It's a lot more open than the forest. You can see the deer sitting under a tree, you know, just laying there chewing their cud, or moving about with the females, or, you know. But over here it's pretty dry. It's only some artificial ponds for the cattle. And I'll pull over here. There's a vehicle behind me. It's a FedEx. And I just heard on the news that FedEx is going to charge 8% more for delivery because they haven't been making more deliveries. The economy is not good, and they're going to be laying off people. And they're going to raise their prices so they can keep their profit margin, because they're not sending as much packages out as they used to, but they still got to keep the same amount of money coming in for the overhead and the employees. They might even lay off some people. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to go up this road and see how far it goes. Well, I know where it goes. It goes up to the forest. And that's probably what I'm gonna end up going. Quail Valley. It's a beautiful view. So let's see what. I mean, if I see a deer back in there, there's nothing I can do about it because it's all private, unless I can go knock someone's door. The problem is that the houses on these ranches are way in, and there's a gate with a lock on it, so you can't go in and ask permission. And but the conditions here are like everywhere else. They're dry. They haven't got a lot of rain, even though it's supposed to have some rain today, just sprinkles, nothing major. So I don't know if the deer, being that they can't find water where they used to, they've gone way down to where the private ranches have their pond for the cattle, but there's nothing up on top. There's no streams or springs or anything that I know of. A little disappointing so far, so we'll see. Here's another view. Ranch living. Okay, all right, I'll see you later. Okay, I found a road that is not private. It's open to the public, and there's some private properties up here, and some of them are for sale. They're like small ranches. They got 5, 10 acres, and there's some good hunting areas here. It just says behind the fence. And then the forest is up ahead. You can tell that dark green area. Those are the pines, Ponderosa pines up there. So the rolling hills are changing into mountains. Another thing I haven't seen is wild pigs. I know it's kind of late in the day. They're probably in the brush laying down, taking their siesta. Oh, there's a house way on top of the hill. Get a good view. So I said, okay, I'm gonna decide to take this road, and I talked to someone coming out, and I asked him how far down does it go? He goes, I don't know. He was a telephone repair or something guy, cable or something. So it's a good road, even though it's a little bumpy and gravelly, but it's wide enough for a couple of vehicles to pass by. It's a very good view right there. And usually in open terrain like this, you can see deer trails, but if they're too wide, that means they're cattle trails. I see one coming down from that hill over there. It's a little bit too big for deer, but there are deer here. It's just not as many as they used to. I haven't been in areas like this in years. I saw off the main road about I was just driving my car. I wasn't hunting. I went to see some properties in San Luis Obispo, and right by the freeway, by the highway, must have been 40 feet away, a 4-pointer and a 6-pointer, and I think there was a doe with them further back, and they were just grazing there. You see the cars going vroom, vroom, passing by. They didn't even look up. So this is about 5 o'clock in the morning. It was almost daylight, and I stopped right in front of it, and I rolled down the window, and I looked, and I went like that. They kind of looked up and kept racing, and I said, okay, they don't care. Yeah, that's another. Hunting, trespassing, and trapping will be prosecuted. Yeah, let me guess. These are a ranch owned by rich liberals. They're anti-hunters and anti-everything. So I'm just gonna drive by here and just out of curiosity, even though I'm spending valuable gas, I think it's gonna end at the end where the forest begins, because it doesn't go up there. For me to keep going into the forest, I have to turn around and go on the main road. There's not even a place to camp up here if I decide to pop the camper and just stay here. It's a good spot to back up and turn around. Oh, there's a house right there. So yeah, this place is you take a shot at something and before you're at the end of the road, you got the cops on your ass, because they're gonna call the cops on you. Even though this is legal, this is part of D8. I want to back up here and then make a turn. Oh, let me rest a little bit. I'm gonna do some glassing. Take a peek out there and see what's up. All right, guys, later. Well, I decided not to turn around because we're already on the trail. Let's keep going and see where it takes us. There's a nice little path, and I see a Jeep up ahead. And we're already in the national forest. That guy's gathering firewood. Yeah, he's got a dog, and the dog is in the middle of the road. Come on, dude, get out of there. How you doing? You picking up down by yourself? How far down does it go?
Quite a ways up there.
Does it?
Yes, sir.
You seen any deer?
Yeah, all around through here, man.
Up here?
Yeah,
All right, good, thanks.
all through here.
Watch it, boy.
Come on,
Okay, we got some good news. I might do a little hunting in this area. Get the dogs out of the way. He's picking up, yeah. Got a little trailer. This area got burnt. Yeah, this looks very good now. I'm glad I kept going. I see some tracks down there. And that gully used to have water. It's dry now. They're probably going up and down trying to find water. I stopped and I glassed a little bit in an upper spot. This is beginning to look pretty good here. Kind of thick. And I'm gonna go to the end of the road and camp up there and stay overnight. Now I see there's a lot of growth. There's a lot of new growth on the ground after the fire, because there's a lot of trees burned, a lot. And some of them were on the ground. So it looks like someone's been cleaning up a little bit, because they have piles here and there, which is good. And when they clean up the ground, you get growth. Look at all that little green vegetation. Those are morsels for a deer. It's got moisture, they're green, and they're tasty, I guess, for them. So that's what I'm gonna be hunting up here. The only thing I'm not crazy about is it's very steep. Very, very steep. I mean, you kill the deer down there, bring him up. It's gonna be a show. I think I got some rope, and I don't think I would shoot a deer down in a hole like that. I'll just let it pass, let him go, because I'm not gonna kill myself. Then if I pack the meat out, I brought the X2. It's still gonna be pretty hard on me to pack it up. If it's semi-flat, I could do it, but if it's straight up like that, but I don't know when this fire occurred. But see, I see a lot of tracks down there. A lot of tracks. And I don't know if those are deer or it could be maybe pig, or some of those tracks are pretty big. But there's a lot of new growth, and that's the important thing. Yeah, look at that. That's a technique that the fires. It's a technique that the Indians used to use before they go down for the winter. They go down the mountain, they set the place on fire. When they come back in spring, that's what you find. It's new growth of little bushes and grasses, and they had a better chance of finding deer, so they could eat. I'm not saying that it's a good thing to do, because then you got a burnt forest for 20 years, just rotting. But they did that in areas that it was around their camp, I guess. I'm not exactly sure about where. But one of the reasons, oh yeah, there's a lot of tracks here. One of the reasons was that they couldn't walk through the thick, underbrush, the manzanilla and the tumbleweed and all that stuff. So they would set it on fire so they can travel, because they had no roads. When they would decide to move the camp, they pack all their belongings. And this is before the horse came along with the Spanish. I'm talking way before. They had no other way of transportation, just walk and drag your stuff behind. And 2 sticks made like an A, and then put some branches across it, and pack your stuff there, and then pull it like a horse. And they will go through those burnt areas, so it's easier for them to walk, because otherwise, forget about it. Yeah, look at this trail here with a bunch of. Yeah, maybe the guy was right. He told me there's a lot of deer up here, and I see a lot of tracks, but I don't know how I'm gonna approach it. I'm gonna have to just sit somewhere and wait for them. I'm not gonna be climbing up and down these mountains. It's just way too steep for me. It's too steep for anybody. There's another trail. Question is, how old are those tracks? Because now that there's no pine needles, I can't tell if the tracks is fresh or old, because there's nothing covering them. So it's a wild guess. They should take those big logs out of there and take them to a mill. The wood's still good. It's just that the outside, it's all black. You gotta clean that up. They scrape it, and then they cut the planks and make lumber out of it. Construction grade material. So I gotta find a little spot that I can park and pop the camper. And here's a side road. And it's a dirt road. It's a tight road. And I don't know if I should take it. This one keeps going. I want to keep going on this one. Maybe I'll come back and Doesn't look too bad there. I keep going on this one. Let's see how far and how deep it goes. And it is going deeper. Oh, here's the end of the road. There's a car too. There's a trail. This is the end right here. But I don't think I'm going to, well, this guy's here for just a day because there's no camping equipment, there's no tents or anything. I'm just gonna straighten this thing around. My arm is killing me. He's probably hunting the tops. That's what I would do. I'm not gonna make any noise to disturb his hunt. I'm just gonna back it up here. This is pretty level, so I can set up camp right here. Alright, I'm not under any branch or anything that's gonna fall on me during the night. So it looks like, okay, let me raise the door loose. Okay. It's a Toyota. Here's a nice spot for a campfire or a tent. I hear water. Ooh, there's water down here. Okay, let's check it out. Oh yeah, and it's running pretty good. Yeah. Ooh, look at those boulders, man, they're huge. So there's water. That's good for the deer and the trees. But it's funny, it didn't reach the bottom. Here's a nice spot. Little quiet camping. Oh wow, my uncle would have loved it, but I didn't call him. It's a little trail. So there's easy access right there for deer to come down and drink. Mother Nature always recoups itself, no matter what man does. Mother Nature takes care of itself. Cool, clean water, not contaminated or anything. Look at the size of a huge boulder over there. All right. Let's go back. So now, being there's somebody up here, should I hunt here or go up that other dirt road and hunt the other side? Because this area has a lot of new growth, and that's very good. Here's an old fire ring. Hasn't been used in a long time. Somebody did a little cement work with rebar all the way around it there. A nice sitting log. A place to sit down and talk, tell stories around the campfire. Well, it's 12 o'clock, and I'm not gonna start going up now. I don't know if I should stay here, even though it's perfectly level. There's an old path. It looks like a Jeep trail. I'm talking very old. And when there's a path like that, the Forestry Service blocks it with huge logs, boulders like this one. And that one. And this one. And they do like a wall. There's another two. So I don't know if I should change and get the rifle and start walking in. Tells me that I'm going to go up the other dirt road and hunt from up there. Maybe they're sitting up on top, I don't know. Because over here, the technique is going to be sit and wait. And this little flies, man, they drive me crazy. But I'm very glad that there's a lot of growth coming up here. It's going to be a future forest. Oh. So that road, it's a short one. Flies came in here with me. Let them out and let someone's in. Okay, so there's water. That's very good. That's very good. The lack of heavy vegetation makes it easier to spot a deer. There's a lot of small greenery. I don't know if they eat the little. Those are from the pines, but there's some other grasses and stuff. So these guys are hunting for the day. Oh, I see. There's a. Oh, I can't go up the road. There's a gate. There's a gate right there. A pipe gate. The road looks very good. Maybe we could have gone up there. So what do I do? What do I do? I can camp here in this opening, or just go back, and this is not exactly level. Man, too bad that gate looks like it's let me see something. Take the caps off. Oh, it says closed to public use, and it does have a chain. Well, the road is closed to public use, not the mountain. So I guess I'm claiming. Crap. Get out again. If I don't like it, then I'll come back here. It's less than half a mile. drive down later. That other spot that I found, and I backed it up, and it's pretty level, you know. But there's always a but. If this is the area I'm gonna hunt, I'm very limited in two things. One, visibility. It's very dense. And two, there's very little food source, new growth, very dry. If I look down this side here, also very limited visibility, so unless the deer comes within 50 yards, I'm not gonna see anything. Here's looks like it's a trail. And walk down a little bit. It is a trail. Can't tell if it's a cow or a deer. There are no fresh tracks that I can see. But again, the visibility is very, very narrow. And then if I hunt the side of the road, it's down deep. It's got some old tracks and there's no water. And there's barely any food. So the conclusion is I'm gonna have to go back up to where those guys were hunting and camp there and just spread out a little bit. Because there's visibility, there's water, and there's food. It's steep, like everything else here. And these cow flies, man, just keep bugging me. When you try to assess an area and figure out if it's going to be productive or at least have a chance of seeing anything, you need a larger area for viewing, glassing, and not so many trees in the middle. This one is also dense over here. So the chances of a deer passing by down there are slim to none. So there's a lot more vegetation and water further up. It's about half a mile, so 1,000 yards or something. So I'm gonna go back up there. See if the spot is level. That's the advantage also. And then you can take your choice. You can go hunt behind the waterfalls or go up there, or hunt on the side where those guys are hunting, or go to down that other road. So you got some choices. All right, later. But I'm noticing that there's a lot of tracks that they're not in the habit of the deer. The deer doesn't run amok. There's a lot of tracks just everywhere, and the deers don't do that. Deers go on a path, on a trail. And these tracks, I don't know what animal made them, but they're not, and they're not cows because they're not as big as a cow print. So I don't know exactly what made them. They're not bare either. Well, you know what? I just thought that maybe when the fire was going, the deer were just running amok. That's a possibility. They're not going to go in a straight little path. They're going to run every which way, just trying to get away from the fire. So they are deer size. It's just that I've never seen tracks spread out all over the place like that. It's like a stampede, and that's probably what happened. They got stampeded by the fire, and they were running in every which way direction. So, okay, so this is the spot. I'm gonna camp right here on the. There's an opening here on the side. Then I just walk up the road. All right, let me maneuver later. Okay, so I parked down there, tried to level the truck. It wasn't completely the best, you know, it was steep. And I got into the camper, I kept rolling forward. And I pulled out my chair and had a fruit. And I said, let me take a walk up the road and see what. I went up there and looked around. Then when I came down, I noticed that this spot it's level, and then it goes down steep. So I decided to move the truck up here, and now it's almost perfectly level. And it's not on bubble; it's on 2, which is not bad. 2 or what is it? Yeah, between 2 and 3. So it's a lot better than before. Let me stretch this thing out. Jesus, ant got on me and just bit me on the neck here. Birds. There's a bunch of insects here. We'll see what's gonna happen. The plan is that I'm not gonna go up the steep hills or going up or down. I'm just gonna walk this road quietly and look up and down both sides and see what I can see. Haven't found any tracks across the road, but I haven't done the whole road yet. So they are trails, but they're old. You can tell they're old trails. So the fire probably spooked the deer, because, well, I know it spooked the deer. But then I'm looking around the forest, and up the mountain that is not burned, it's all dead. It's because of that beagle. The lack of water. They don't have enough sap to protect the trees, and beagle comes in, burrows and kills it. And the whole area, I don't know if you can tell up there, the whole gray area, it's dead trees. There's just a little line of green running this way. And that's it. All right, so I'm gonna stretch out and relax a little bit. It's still too early to go hunt. It's only 1:30. About 3 o'clock, I'll move up. All right, let me get in here. Close the screen so these bugs don't follow me. They're getting in my face. I'm trying to drink the sweat. All right, put this here for now. Okay, close the screen. Oh yeah, now I can walk easy. There. Noise. Just a little loud. There you go. Nice and breezy. We can't open this window because of the screen. I lost the screen on the freeway some time back with all blue and haven't been able to find it. So can't receive any fresh air. I'm gonna open up the little side window here. And the screen popped on this one too. But this is on the inside. So
So I had some coffee and a muffin this morning. I slept in a parking lot. I didn't come up at night because being that I don't know my way, I didn't know my way in here. I said, no, I'm not going to drive up here and start roaming around at night without knowing, you know, what's ahead or road conditions or anything. So I parked in a, when I got off the Grapevine, I went to a parking lot. I think it was a plaza or something. It was very quiet, no truck noise, very little truck noise. Because I went to a truck stop, man, that place was busy. I just turned around and left. Forget it, you can't stay here. It's too much racket. It was a fueling depot. So we're going to I'm going to relax a little bit, and then later change clothing, get my I don't even know if I'm gonna change boots. We'll see. All right, guys, see you on the next one.